Hello and welcome back to my channel, and if you're new, hi! Today I've got something special for you guys, a movie I personally love. Obviously I'll keep the review unbiased, but I think this movie is pretty good. I'm talking about Dracula Untold, a hidden gem everyone seems to forget. This movie just beautifully blends folklore, history, action, and a little bit of horror into a pot of ingredients to create a blend that I think is a great big of fun. You know what, sorry, I'm speaking quite a lot, let's just get straight into the video. So, what can I say about this movie? I mean, it's good, and I rewatched it for this review, and I loved it just as much as I did the first time. So, for this review, I'll be ranking it on 5 things: plot, acting, visuals, soundtrack, and themes. With that out of the way, let's get into the first section, that being... It's the 15th century. Vlad III, otherwise known as the Impaler, rules over the region of Transylvania and Wallachia. It's a time of relative peace, with Vlad having destroyed the enemies of his kingdom ruthlessly. He has a wife, a son, and a kingdom who love and respect him. Life is good. Then, the past catches up with him. The Turks cross into his land and demand an offer which Vlad won't give in to, even though it may mean war. The Ottoman king Mehmed demands 1,000 boys to be trained in his Janissary Corps, a dangerous military school of boys kidnapped and brainwashed into lethal machines. This stirs up dark memories for Vlad, who trained in these corps himself. Vlad needs a solution, and he finds it. For on Broken Tooth Mountain, in a dark cave filled with the skulls of long-forgotten soldiers, lies a monster. One who's willing to hold a bargain. Vlad's transformation into a vampire for his freedom. In a last-bid effort, Vlad escapes, and chaos ensues. Man, I mean, this movie, despite some flaws which I will talk about, handles the historic side perfectly. Real European conflicts are brought to the forefront, alongside pretty faithful depictions of vampires, fangs and all. I enjoyed the many different sides of the plot, and the many intricacies that come with it. It's not bad, honestly. I'm pretty sure everyone likes this movie. Wait, let me just check Rotten Tomatoes. What? 24% critic rating score? Well, the audience is 60%, which is better. Strange stuff. Okay, so... this may be where the rating falters a little bit. I mean, not to say there aren't good, even amazing performances in this. It's just, there aren't as many. For me, and many others, there are really only 2 standouts. Luke Evans as Vlad, and Charles Dance as the Master Vampire. So, starting off, Luke Evans was genuinely a great performer. I haven't seen too many of his performances, but from what I've seen in Lord of the Rings, he is a top-notch actor, who deserves so much more in performances as a whole. And I think he as a whole steals the show. You came for vampire action, but you stayed for the compelling inner turmoil portrayed masterfully by Evans. Not too much else to say for him, honestly. Alongside him, Charles Dance, as well, was pretty good. There isn't that much horror, especially considering that this is a Dracula film, but every scene with the Master Vampire oozes your attention. You know he's unpredictable, you know he's strong, but he moves purposefully. Dance knows how to make someone scary, and obviously the visuals help, but by himself, he adds to the layers of intricacies in this movie. I guess I do have to talk about Sultan Mehmed, played by Dominic Cooper. For me, his performance is just pretty lackluster. He doesn't really commit to the role in any way, and with a bit more development, he could have been a really interesting villain, but unfortunately, that's not how it ended up, so, I mean, not really much you can do. Yeah, this movie did something really right. The visuals. It understood the time period and went full swing, and it didn't hold back, unleashing epic battles after battles after battles. It's an absolute treat to sink your teeth into. You get it? Anyway, it fulfills the 15 age rating with the fight scenes, understanding Vlad the Impaler, while also staying truthful to the battles of the time. It was genuinely amazing how smoothly the battle scenes happened, especially considering the fast-paced nature of Dracula's power. Oh yeah, Dracula's powers! Visually, they were awesome. Dracula transforming into a... what's a good bat calls? Let's research this up. A colony of bats. Yeah, he can transform into a colony of bats. Most of the CGI was good, but some was a little bad, even for the time. But overall, genuinely amazing. Though I'm no music reviewer, the soundtrack for this movie is atmospheric, thrilling, and epic. It's the sort of stuff you play to hype yourself up in the morning, or before a big speech. I won't go in depth, but what I will say is this. It really highlights every scene it's in. and fans have been incredibly creative with remixes of the really good ones. One of the highlights for me is I Will Come Again. Oh, and the titular piece Dracula Untold. This movie, despite its 1 hour 30-minute runtime, is packed to the brim with themes. The obvious one many pick up is light versus dark, with Vlad fighting against evil oppressors. Yet, there's also a sub-level to that, with Vlad himself having evil inside of him. Alongside that, there are themes of monstrosity. Vlad, despite being a literal monster, is still a man, grappling with his morality and need to do right. While, on the other hand, Sultan Mehmed is a normal man with no monster-like elements, yet still does heinous crimes. In Vlad's own words, I will not be a monster. I will be a warrior. Another theme is sacrifice, with Vlad giving up his own life and chance of happiness for his kingdom and son. He takes the heavy cost of power for others, further highlighting the theme of monstrosity. He is a monster, but still a man. While this movie has many themes, some of them can feel a little underdeveloped, in place for the big epic fight scenes. Well, I mean, the battles are cool. Spoilers incoming. Okay, so Sultan Mehmed, in a final siege, takes his troops to invade Vlad's castle. He also blindfolds his soldiers so they aren't scared, which is a little stupid, but whatever. I can overlook it because the battle scene is epic. Vlad controls some bats and yeah, well, it's just epic. Anyway, after lots of events, Vlad's son is kidnapped by Mehmed and his wife dies. In a last bit effort, his wife offers her blood, so Vlad will become a true vampire. Vlad, after going back to his castle and creating more vampires with his blood, arrives at Mehmed's camp. It's a brutal battle between vampires and soldiers, with the fight between Vlad and Mehmed being awesome. Vlad's victorious, and as he tries to leave with his son, his new vampire soldiers try to take his son due to their new thirst for blood. Vlad opens the skies and releases sunlight to save his son, ending all the vampires' lives. However, he is brought back by a loyal servant, and in the end, he is seen in present-day London with another movie being set up for the future. How I wish there was another movie, but considering this was meant to start a franchise and it didn't, there isn't too much hope. Overall, Dracula Untold was pretty decent. Not too shabby, honestly. In terms of rating, for plot, it gets a 6 out of 10. For acting, a 7 out of 10. Visuals, 7 out of 10. Soundtrack, an 8 out of 10. And themes are a solid 8 out of 10. Overall, as an average, on the movie meter, that is a 7.2 out of 10. I enjoyed Dracula Untold, despite some small flaws. It's a decent movie, and from the first watch, I felt connected to it. It was supposed to start a huge horror franchise, an interconnected universe of universal horror monsters, which never came to fruition. Looking at you, Dark Universe. Anyways, I would recommend it highly to everyone. If you like action, the battles are epic. If you prefer fantasy, you're also covered. In terms of horror, it's a little lacking, especially for a Dracula movie. But overall, it's a personal favourite of mine. I know I said this last video, but for everyone who's watched my video all the way to the end, it genuinely makes me so happy to see people who've enjoyed my video. I honestly couldn't do YouTube without you, so thanks. Also, check out another video if you enjoyed this one. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you again some other time. Bye!